Hey Fedheads, welcome to another Cigar Federation video cigar review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Ramon Allones, which is the new branding launch under Foundry, which is a subsidiary company of General Cigars, and that's going to be under Michael Giannini. So what they've done for 2015 is they've done a rebranding, repackaging, changed the bands around, changed the blends around. So the new Foundry is going to have three types of Nicaraguan tobacco in it. From different farms. You can check out some of the coverage at Cigar Coop. He's got a pretty good write-up on it. It's got an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, and today we're going to be reviewing the Robusto, which is a 5x50. Now, if you check out the cigar, one of the interesting things is it's got a pigtail cap, and then it's got a closed foot on it, which is interesting because I'm not sure I've seen a lot of cigars with both at the same time. You sometimes see a pigtail cap, you sometimes see a closed foot, but you rarely see both in the same cigar. So it'll be interesting to try this out today. Going to get to toasting. Before we do that, we're going to do nose and see what we can pick up on the wrapper. So the Sumatra wrapper right away is very cedary, some spiciness. Not getting anything off the foot, which is not surprising since it's closed foot. Yes, it's just a spicy, rich cedar. So we'll toast this up and see how this goes. Gonna get my trusty Zycar V-cutter out here. I'm not sure whether that's gonna take enough off with the pigtail cap. So I'm gonna make another cut there. So the draw's a little bit on the tight side, but even my initial draw there, immediately getting a rich coffee sweetness off the cigar, which is an interesting start. So get this lit all the way. Yeah, just a rich coffee cocoa start. Almost an espresso finish, actually. The coffee's got a little bit of bitterness to it. Do a retrohale here. Some pepper and spices in the retrohale. Surprisingly, the retrohale is a little bit underwhelming compared to the regular draw. So we'll let the first third settle in, check back in, and see what else we can figure out on the flavor profile. So the first third is settling in nicely now. I think the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper here is giving an interesting blend of sweetness and bitterness. Again, it's like an espresso bitterness, so they're kind of playing off of each other as the draw finishes. There is some pepper in there. I would qualify it as like a light plus. Interestingly enough, again, I find the regular draw to be more complex than the retrohale, which is unusual because I usually find the retrohale to be more complex than the draw, which is why you retrohale. I mean, there's like a rich, spicy, peppery cedar on the retrohale, which kind of adds to it. It's an interesting first third. I'm not sure what I expected, but it's an interesting first third so far. So we'll check back in 10 minutes or so and see how the first third is progressing as it moves towards the middle third. Sitting right around the 20-minute mark. It's burning really well. You can see it's got a nice stark white ash on it. Not sure if I'm smoking this fast or it's just smoking really easily. There's a little bit of earthiness that's coming through in the mix now, but the flavor profile hasn't really changed. Still that sort of cocoa sweetness against an espresso bitterness playing off of each other with spicy cedar on the retrohale. So we're going to keep smoking this till the middle third and see if there's a lot of profile changes. You can see it's got a huge wrapper on it, so I'm probably going to have to take the wrapper off prior to getting into the middle third. Well, into the middle third here, surprising changes to the profile. There's some light, sweet citrus coming through, which is really interesting. That espresso bitterness has kind of given way, and it's really just cocoa now. And the cocoa is finishing sort of very creamy, like it's got a really great creamy mouthfeel to it. I think so far I'm enjoying the middle third more than the first third. I mean, the first third had a lot going on, but I feel like the cigar has kind of found its legs in the middle third. It's just really enjoyable. So I'm going to check back in a little bit here, see how the middle third is progressing. Sitting right now just under the 40-minute mark, and you can see there's quite a bit of cigar left. Just coming up on the 1 hour mark here. Still getting a lot of the light citrus blending into the flavor profile, which is really interesting. Retrohale, really just a combination of some sweet cedar and cocoa. Finishes very cocoa on both the draw and the retrohale. Quite enjoyable. I mean, if I were to say a word, I would just say it's very clean and very smooth. All the flavors are balanced. Quite enjoyable. Kind of wish I had some coffee. This is a cigar I think that would go really well with an afternoon espresso, a rum. Both excellent choices. So you can see I'm about a halfway mark now. Going to keep smoking, see what else we can pick up in the flavors here. So just picked up on a flavor profile change here in the middle third. There's like a meaty mesquite that comes through on the retrohale. It's very subtle. You have to, I mean, you have to take a pretty good retrohale to pick it up. But it's there. It's there at the end of the draw. It's end of the retrohale. It's got a really great mouthfeel to it. Just adds to the complexity here in the middle third. So the sweet citrus is actually playing a lot more of a role in the flavor profile towards the end of the middle third here. Again, smoking really well. Just hitting the 1 hour 10-minute mark. Probably going to get about an hour and 25 out of this. Citrus is actually really nice. It's like an orange citrus. Again, it's got a nice sweet edge to it, so it's not a bitter citrus. So check back in the last third and see how we're progressing. Nicely into the last third here. Tons and tons of citrus off the last third. I mean, it's almost the predominant flavor. There's a little bit of earthiness, which kind of blends in with it. That cocoa that was in the first third, middle third's gone. There's no hint of espresso now. It's really just citrus, and to be honest, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not sure the last time I had a cigar that was this citrusy. We're at the 1 hour 20-minute mark. Probably going to wrap up, I would say, about the 1 hour 40-minute mark, which is about right for a Robusto cigar if you're not smoking it too fast. If you do smoke it too fast, you're not going to get a lot of that subtle flavor nuances. I'll have to take a look at my notes, but to be honest, I think this is probably going to be a box split for me, which, you know, I'm not sure I was expecting going into it. I'm not sure what I was expecting. But appreciate all the Fed heads tuning in to the review. As we always say, if you like our content, please go onto our channel on YouTube, like our videos, subscribe to our channel, throw up some contents. If you have questions, throw it up there. We'll be happy to answer what we can. And go to CigarFederation.com. Check out our written review. Will be a good one on this one. Thanks for tuning in.